Hello everybody, this is Jeff from the Front Range Community College Library. Today we're going to talk about how to use ProQuest to create saved searches and search alerts. This would mean, let's say there's a search that you have spent some time constructing and you want to just save it so you can run it whenever you want to. You can save it within the database. Also, you can, once you do that, you can have the system email you whenever new articles are published on your particular search. So let me take some time and construct a search that might take a little bit to put together. Let's say I want college students in quotation marks, and so I'll search on the subject for that. Okay. And let's say in the next line I want to have drinking or alcohol. And then in the third line, and that'll just be kind of general, and well, maybe I'll put that as a subject too. And then for the third, let me put binge. So I want college students, articles on college subject of college students with their drinking behavior, and then binge in the title for binge drinking. Let's do a search here and see what happens. Okay, so I have 45 results. Now that search took a little bit to put together, and let's say I don't want to remember all the ways that I did that search. I can save this search, and the first thing you're going to want to do is sign in to my research. And if you haven't done this before, you can create your own account where you can kind of manage your research within ProQuest. If you haven't done it before, click Create a My Research Account, and you would just create a username and password and all this. I use my S number for a username. It seems to be pretty easy that way. So I'm going to sign in since I already have an account here. This was the first thing you have to do. See, I'm using my S number there. And then once I sign in, there's a whole different level of things I can do within this database. So these are the articles I've saved in the past. Let me go back to my results here. Okay, so this search, what I want to do, I want to save this search so that I can just run this search again without having to type in all these terms. So I'm going to click Save Search. And I'm going to name the search College Students Drinking. Okay, and then I'm going to say here binge drinking in college students. So that's my description of the search, and then here's the title, College Students Drinking. Then I'm going to save it. So it's now saved this search. And if I go later on, if I go to my research, let's say I log in on a different day when I haven't done this search, I could just go into my searches, and notice I have several saved searches in here, and I could rerun that search. I could just click here and say, okay, search, rerun this search for me. And let's say I was logging in a week or two. I could rerun the search immediately like that without having to remember all the terms I typed in before. So that's one way to do it. And so we've got notice it reran the search there for the binge drinking. Now if I go back to my searches, I have another search in here. It's a different one. So I saved this search on OCD, and I can see obsessive compulsive disorders in the title. It saved all of my terms here, and I can just click there, say search, and then it brought up my obsessive compulsive disorder search, and any new articles that have been published since the last time I searched will now come up on top. And if it's a topic that you're looking into a lot, this could be pretty useful for you. You could also, once you have these in there, you could say, well, I've thought of some different things I want to do. Let me go back to my searches here. You could modify the searches. You could modify the search. You could add different things to it. Let's say you want to create an alert. Let's say this would mean I want to get notification from this database every time a new article is published on this. I don't want to have to rerun this search all the time. It's something I'm writing a long-term research paper on, and I want to get an email anytime a new article is published on this particular search with an article that would fit this criteria. So I could click Create Alert, and I'm going to name this alert College Drinking. And and it's going to go to me by default because I'm the email address that's in my research account there. You could have several people. You could email it to someone else too as well, and you could have multiple people in here. Let's say you're in a study group that's researching this. They could all, or a teacher you're working with, you could have them get also emails of this. I'm going to scroll down here. And I'm going to tell it only newly published documents. I only want to get newly published documents. Now the other choice, you could also have, sometimes new content comes into the database. Let's say they bought the rights to a new journal. Now they would get all the back issues of that journal as well. So if you would want, it would say, well, you didn't see these articles last time in your search, but you would also get older things. So for me, I'm just going to leave that at newly published documents. And how often do I want to get my email? Do I want to get an email once a month, once a week, every day, quarterly? I'm going to put mine to monthly, once a month, but you might want to do weekly. And what day do you want to send it on? So I'll say, send this to me every Monday. And how many months do you want this to run? Well, I'll say I want for 4 months. So there is an end time. It won't just do this forever. So for 4 months, I want to get an email every Monday anytime there's new articles published. Now here, send scheduled alert even when no documents match my search. I only want to get an email if a new document is published, if a new article is published on this. I don't want to get an email that's just going to tell me, nope, nothing new. So I'm going to leave that unchecked, but you might want to get that so you could confirm, have some confirmation nothing new has been published. Then if I create alert, your alert will be sent via email when new documents that match your search are available. And then I got a little email here that popped up that said that they emailed me to tell me they created an alert for me. So that's how you save searches, and that's how you create a search alert within ProQuest. Contact me in the library if you have any questions on how to do this. Thanks a lot for your time.